again, everybody. Welcome to the Southern Illinoisans Prep Basketball Talk. I'm Scott Mees, along with Les Winkeler, and we had the big Super Sectionals are finally back at the arena. A huge crowd there.
Great crowd.
If there was only 5,500, I sure didn't see 3,500 empty seats there. Great atmosphere. Your thoughts on what went on? Obviously, Woodlawn and Bree Central moving on to state.
Well, I got one of them right. I thought Central would beat Harrisburg, but I really thought Meridian would carry the day. It seemed like it was finally their chance to really go. The game really unfolded just kind of backwards is the way I thought it was, because it's usually Meridian that goes on that big run and just buries people with one big run. But Woodlawn had that 19-0 run after Meridian closed to a point, and that pretty much sealed the deal. I just thought Woodlawn Meridian never got on a roll. They took some bad shots early and kind of got themselves in a hole.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, Meridian basically got embarrassed. That was what happened. I mean, that was embarrassing. And, for all the hype, and they deserve their number one rank. They don't play a cupcake schedule either. And they just couldn't get into their game plan at all. I mean, it was pretty obvious even in the first quarter that it doesn't seem like Meridian's going to win this basketball game.
I was talking to some people last night, and when you get a team who thrives on full court pressure and creating turnovers to create offense, when you get on that college floor, that changes things. All of a sudden, the other team has got a lot more. Those passing lanes get bigger, and the defensive players have a lot more area to cover. And the Meridian press just didn't create the turnovers like they're capable of doing on a smaller high school.
And they really didn't try to press them as much. I mean, you would thought they would have really been, because they'll get all over a team and score 10 points in a couple of minutes. And Woodlawn they're a good team. They played incredible last night, because you look, they beat Oblong by 2 points. I mean, I'll guarantee you Oblong's not better, doesn't have even close to the amount of talent Meridian has.
And they shot the ball so well too. And basketball coaches will tell you when you shoot the ball well, you're going to look a lot better. And they really did. I mean, they didn't force stuff. When they had open shots, they weren't afraid to take them, and they knocked them down.
And then the Harrisburg Bree Central game, I know everybody picked Central for the most part, but I really thought Harrisburg had a chance, and they had multiple chances. They could have one break here or there, and they win that basketball game.
Yeah, one shot that doesn't rim out. They make a couple free throws. At one point, Harrisburg closed to a single point and got 4 stops in a row and never converted on the offensive end.
So they had 4 or 5 straight chances to take the lead and never could do it.
And they made good stops. And sometimes they missed shots, sometimes they didn't get shots. They really had some bad turnovers, ball handling mistakes that were just unnecessary. And then when they did close. When they only had one team foul with about 2 minutes left in the game, and they had to foul like crazy to get Central at the line. Book makes 2 free throws to cut it to 3, to push the lead to 3. And on the next trip down the floor, the Bulldogs ran their offense and got Ryan Roper open at the head of the key. It's a very good shot. He took it with a lot of confidence. It just rimmed out. Central got the rebound. Harrisburg had the foul, and it just unraveled from there.
And they did an awesome job on Book. Almost all his points came whenever they were forced to foul him at the end of the game. I mean, he didn't get much going. Tabor and Scott had a great first half, but didn't do much in the second half. And all season long, it comes down to when you have to force Tyler Smith-Peters to be the point guard when he should be playing shooting guard. It was obvious he shouldn't have been dribbling around like he was. He's a great talent, but he's not a point guard.
Yeah, that team is probably as good. That Central team is probably as good a defensive team as there is, maybe in the state. And you just can't put the ball on the floor that much against them. And the other, you talked about Tabor and Scott inside. I thought Ryan Roper did a fantastic job on really limiting Book's touches last night. He really battled him all night long, and you know what? Jacob Timmerman from Central just did a magnificent job on Smith-Peters, because when Tyler was forced to put the ball on the floor, he gave him nowhere to go. It was a great defensive effort.
And so that means Woodlawn will move on in 1A to face North Shore Country Day, and Bree Central's reward is
Seton Academy.
Seton Academy, who destroyed that great Massac County team in 2009 up there. I'm not sure one of our schools down here is ever going to have a chance to beat these particular schools in that Chicago Public League, Catholic League, whatever it is, because those teams they're just loaded.
Yeah. I mean, it goes different years, and this Central team is a good enough defensive team, they might be able to, they might be able to take an early offensive-minded team out of its rhythm, and if they can dictate the tempo of the game, you never know what's going to happen.
All right, it should be interesting. Thanks for watching all season long, and we'll see you back next year.